we're seeing eye to eye. It's so great we can agree. The Heavenly Father has chosen you and me, just mostly me.
I am utterly spent and done with the Spicy Demon fiasco. It's been covered to death, and at this point, after talking to Watchful Ponies on this matter, I'm gonna pull a Pontius Pilate and wash my hands of the whole matter. Dear Watchful, and everyone else with any further issues with Spicy Demon, Watchful Pony will be Spicy Demon's parole officer from here on out. Oh, you don't like that? You're the person whose reputation is going to be on the line when Spicy Demon fucks up again. Maybe you'll think twice before you pipe up next time. There's a lot of angry and upset people with Spicy. I've told Spicy that I'm personally done dealing with the situation. However, I'm more than willing to yield the floor to anyone with complaints on the matter. To that end, here is Kichi Fim, and some of her thoughts on Spicy Demon. Please enjoy.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Spicy Demon took commissions from people, took their money, then posted a fake journal entry about how she died. Then she blamed it on a hacker. Then she said that it was her again. Now she's saying that her mom took away her computer so she wasn't able to fulfill any of her commissions. Isn't she like 30 years old or something? What kind of 30-year-old woman gets her computer taken away by her mom? And what was it, for a shopping addiction of some sort? Usually, that's only an issue if you're spending money for bills or house stuff, not just extra money. And now she's getting angry at people for getting angry at her for not fulfilling the commissions that they bought. I have no idea what's in her head. I fully encourage everyone to go and get their money back through PayPal because that's just ridiculous. I understand that she spent the money already and she has no money to pay people back, but that is not the fault of the people who got the commissions done. That's her fault, and they are fully within their right to get their money back. Also, now apparently she's like bothering FNGR over here because, I don't know, I guess she's trying to get him to make a video, be like, oh, Spicy Demon did nothing wrong. Spicy Demon's not a scam artist. You should go and give her more money to spend even though she clearly can't handle her own responsibilities. Like, really? Honestly, I don't know what she thinks she's gonna get out of FNGR. It's certainly not gonna be a retraction of the story he posted earlier. And I know for a fact that Lightning Bliss is not happy with how she handled things because, she's a fellow artist and whatnot. And apparently Spicy Demon was really upset because Lightning Bliss Senpai was mad at her. Like, I think you have a few more important problems to worry about than whether someone you respect is disappointed in you, Spicy. Her best bet is to just focus on drawing as many commissions as she can, giving them out to whoever hasn't gotten their money back already, and just try to rebuild her reputation instead of making excuse after excuse for what happened before. Her reputation is already in the toilet. Her making excuses and not acting as if she's sorry for what happened isn't helping anyone. It's just making everyone more and more paranoid about getting her any money in the future. Now, I personally haven't commissioned anything from Spicy Demon, and
this is FNGR's total legit Babscon recap. I've talked to such bronies such as Keyframe, Lightning Bliss, Owen from Equestria Now, Shelly D, and Anon, who's been willing to fill in the gaps on some of these matters that no one else has been willing to talk about. Oh, by the way, Shelly D had a magical time at the airport. Think United on steroids. Something about customs wanting to take his magical maple syrup away. And let me tell you, Canadians don't like having their syrup taken away. Long story short, he has 600 hours of community service now. Also, I've talked to Toon Critic, Aeon of Dreams, and Kichi Fim, who's given her own account at the end of this video. I've got a lot of people breathing down my neck on what I can and can't say on this one, so I'm going to try and be fair. Just to give you some context, Babscon is very horse news and 4chan friendly. In fact, all the security at Babs was provided by 4chan. I've been told this by several sources, and I would suggest that you can fact-check that with any of the names on this list. In short, insert your own joke here. There's a fair amount of people not going to Babscon next year. The funny thing is, the 3 people who got banned, those being named Fatty, Box Monster, and King Theo, who are not only PFC alumni, but they're also members of HARP, the Horse Anal Rape podcast. Now, fairness aside, some of you guys might recall, I had a video describing King Theo harassing a girl named Stardust in the PFC, aka the Pony Fuckcast. That video is on Vita Pony's channel, and it is called The PFC Condones Rape. Vita renamed that when he re-uploaded it. If you would like to hear about one of these fine three gentlemen, and my limited experience with him, please go here. Now getting back to the story, Toon Critic while playing Smash Brothers, funny story, that's the second time a story about Toon Critic playing Smash Brothers got on How Not to Brony, had his hat abducted. So we're going to call this Hatgate. It's universally held across all groups that King Theo has stolen this hat. This gentleman is currently banned by 3 conventions as a result of this, as well as his friends Fatty and Box Monster. The thing you should know is Babs has him banned for 1 year, which is stupid when you consider that Babs is held once a year. So basically, unless I misunderstand, he's banned for the duration that there is no convention from a convention. After King Theo stole the hat, they took it back to the room where they danced around the hat and prayed to it. Such is the PFC custom that they also got naked and took turns smearing peanut butter over one another, and began shitposting on a PFC Discord chat. Later on at that night at a horse news party, when Capper General was busy licking the peanut butter off of King Theo's right nipple, he reflected and said, "Wait a minute, this isn't Jif. Are you trying to cheat me?" And King Theo had a massive panic attack. It was at this point that he decided to return the hat. Sadly, he had been wearing that for most of the day at that point, and it smelled. To cover up that fact, King Theo made up a lie and said that he had tried to flush it down the toilet. By then, Toon Critic had a deep-covered ops agent to retrieve the hat from the 4chan part of the convention. That part of the story may or may not involve $40 as well as flashing some boob. That all depends on who you ask. But you can believe me, but you can't believe the fact that King Theo was in fact naked and covered in peanut butter the whole time. Such is the 4chan Babscon custom. How security didn't see a 7-foot-tall, dark, sweaty, naked black man smeared in peanut butter wearing Toon Critic's hat is well beyond me. I assure you it had nothing to do with it being 4chan. So anyways, while the hat was being returned by Toon Critic's deep ops specialist, Corpulent Brony just so happened to be walking by. And I know it's going to be hard to believe, but he was hungry. And there was a gooey trail of peanut butter. And what's a fat innocent guy to do? So for all you guys who don't know Corpulent Brony, he is a high-ranking member of Horse News. And there is a legend of a peanut butter monster at Babscon, according to Horse News, kinda like Bigfoot, and Corpulent was gonna crack the case, you see, but all he got when he arrived was a stinky hat and a very disappointed Toon Critic. It's a shame too, because Corpulent Brony totally had a camera at that time with a tripod. Long story short, a lot of people are allergic to nuts. All that peanut butter made a lot of congoers very uncomfortable. And that's Anon's version of Babscon. Kichi Fim will have a potentially more legit version at the end of this video.
Oh my god, FNGR, you'll never guess what I got today.
Dude, didn't I already give you airtime on Analysis Daily?
That's right. You bastards watching this should head on down to Analysis Daily to get your lean, tender choice, Jeff fix.
Well, Jeff, is this really important?
It is. I finally know what to label Lily Pete.
Oh, this ought to be good for a laugh.
Antifa.
God bless you.
No, Antifa is the anti-fascist movement.
Now you sure this isn't some poorly defined buzzword like SJW, is it?
Well, here, let's take a look.
Understanding of Antifa is that it's basically a bunch of scumbags. Basically, people who leech off welfare while proclaiming they'd rather not have a state to give them welfare. A lot of people that I've known in my life that have been anarchists or communists, what they really want is just a really left-wing welfare state where they're not expected to do anything. If they actually had, like, communism, they'd be put in a fucking gulag.
Lily Pete is a communist? This some more of that right-wing Brexit bullshit, Jeff?
No, here I got another guy.
You remember the whole Richard Spencer thing? Runs up and sucker punches him right in the goddamn face?
Pepe's become kind of a symbol.
So some annoying meme kid got punched. Is this some 4chan bullshit, Jeff?
Damn it, man, give it a minute.
Or Antifa. What's Antifa, Jim? Well, the short answer is, it's the kid you didn't let up in the treehouse. You know, the one never invited over to a sleepover? That's who Antifa is. It's the kid that gets driven to a Starbucks in his mother's Prius, while he's loaded down with an iPhone and an iPad, trying desperately to keep them in the pockets of his skinny jeans. That would be Antifa.
So Lily Pete wears skinny jeans or something?
Jesus Christ, are you dumb? Here, let me hold your hand and connect the dots.
Just stop the jokes for a second and speak directly. People keep asking me for a glass of water talking about Rose's philosophy, and to be honest, I can't make one. Rose's philosophy amounts to little more than individualism, which is a predominantly arrogant and shallow philosophy about people believing they're special in the long run. In real life, individualism doesn't amount to anything because the reality of the economic world we live in values your skills and what you can do over who you are. There's an irony with Steven Universe in that Rose's view of the world is the world we often like to believe we live in, but Homeworld is the world we actually live in.
Do you see it now?
Well, that was almost dangerous, when Lily made a point about disregarding individuality, but I fail to see why being interested in people's talents makes someone bad. Is this you being salty about being thrown out of the rift?
Fine, shut up, I'll keep going.
Wouldn't that make us the same as Homeworld?
No, that's not how anything works. It's the killing Nazis principle. Homeworld aren't Nazis, though. Tell that to all the gems they corrupted en masse. Killing a monster does not make one a monster, and if you sincerely believe it does, you're a fucking idiot.
God damn it, Jeff, you're making me watch this Tumblr garbage now?
Sir, Steven Universe is amazing. You're a cretin. Besides, Lily Pete is Tumblr garbage.
Yeah, but Lily Pete is entertaining Tumblr garbage. You know, like that H-Bomber guy.
Oh my god, it's like dealing with a 4-year-old. Here, this is the last part.
Is doing more than just disagree, Steven. This is Richard Spencer being defended by perpetual fence sitters all over again.
Wait a minute, there's that damn name again.
You really don't know who Richard Spencer is.
Some cringy looking white guy straight out of Starbucks?
He's an alt-right guy that everyone keeps calling a Nazi.
Jeff, you do understand that 1945 was a long time ago, so unless this guy is a time traveler, which would explain that shitty haircut, at worst, he's some racist asshole.
So wait, let's just pretend he was a Nazi. Would it be okay to punch him?
So if this was 1945, or I guess a refugee that was hiding out in Brazil, sure? But I'm pretty sure he's not a Nazi. Hey Jeff, why don't you lose the buzzword and ask if it's okay to punch a bigot?
Well, cause...
What kind of sheltered candy ass looked at this guy and thought, I can see this guy running a death camp or shooting Americans or Russians, etc., etc. He looks like an annoying shock jock. I think what people wanted to ask is it okay to punch Rush Limbaugh?
Well, is it?
Well, not legally.
That seems pretty cowardly.
You know what's pretty stupid? Endorsing violence where you can be potentially put on the hook legally for endorsing that kind of crap. I wouldn't be surprised if it's against YouTube's terms of service. So long story short, if you came to me and told me you stole cable or Wi-Fi...
Oh, Toon Critic's hat.
Haha, Jeff, I'm probably not gonna lose all that much sleep about it. But yeah, those are bad things. The sky is also blue. If you asked me this question off camera, who knows? Got any more clips or are we gonna move on?
Just one more.
Totalitarians. I don't mean moralists. Yeah, that's bad, but you can debate them on various points in an ideological sense. They don't really have much power. I'm not talking about moralists. I'm not talking about Trump voters, because then, I'd be a fascist. I'm clearly not. I'm not talking about, civic nationalism, libertarianism, whatever. I'm not talking about the garden variety neocons, because they're the same as the neoliberals, like the same as Clinton or something. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about literal fascism. If literal totalitarians, literal fascists, were to try to take hold in the United States and enslave everyone to literal tyranny, Antifa would be among the first organizations to run. They'd be cowering in their basements, sucking on Mountain Dew. Or sucking. Defend your own kin in Antifa. You see them getting dragged away, what do? Oh no, the police brutality.
Wait a minute.
Of course, as usual in Berkeley, at the first sign of violence from Antifa, the police disappeared. They were gone. They went and they literally hid in their police cars. Look at their cars!
They're so safe!
They're so safe!
Thanks for protecting and serving. You guys did a great job today.
They had their bulletproof vests on, their sticks, their guns. They were good to go in a riot situation with their shields. Well, we were totally disarmed because of the laws and rules and guidelines we had been given. And we were disarmed while we were being maced and having explosives and rocks thrown at us by psychotic radicals. So while I do normally support the police in this case, what the hell?
What's that mean?
If a bunch of kids in skinny jeans can make you run and hide when you're fully armed, who trained these guys, Minty Root?
Good night, everybody.
You know, a while back I did a super lazy video called How To Brony, where I simply told everyone that Doodle Tones needed to go away. In a act of frustration, I ended up taking a bunch of people's words and did one of my special talents. I tossed Doodle Tones under the bus. I've done this twice. I'd argue she just fits there. But after hanging out with Dylan Thomas long enough, I was pointed to this video. ideologues, us versus them.
Oh man, is this gonna be another Sargon video?
Hardly, Jeff. This was 4 minutes. It's some angsty teen, trying to act like they're well-informed when you can tell this person flunked out of history class. Let's begin.
I need to get something off of my chest that has legit been bothering me. Something I notice America as a whole has been doing and has been festering in people since 2017 has started. To put it bluntly, everyone's being a fucking Puritan. Honestly. Oh, well, what do you mean by that? I think it's pretty fucking clear what I mean by that. Everyone's got this fucking us versus them mentality, and it's actually tearing people apart. People voted Trump. Oh, let's disown our children and act as if everyone who didn't vote Hillary is a putrid scumfuck, despite the fact that Trump didn't get in due to popular vote, but instead was voted in via the elect.
She does understand that us versus them is older than 2017, doesn't she?
Well, Jeff, it's a lot more than that. Donald Trump ran on a populist us versus them ticket. In just US history, the first American populist president was Andrew Jackson.
Is that the guy on the 20?
That's right, Jeffrey. His populist appeal laid in the message of his inclusion against what he characterized as entrenched, established interests.
Got anything from this century, Grandpa?
While campaigning in Iowa, John Edwards was noted for his populist rhetoric aimed at the rhetorical left of the working class voters. And I quote, "I think there are powerful interests in Washington, D.C. The entire system is rigged, and it's rigged against us. From the insurance companies, to the drug companies, to the oil companies, those people run this country now. And I think you got to take them on and beat them."
I don't recall the US president named John Edwards.
Very good, Jeffrey, because to be a populist president, you have to have charisma.
I'll take it this Edwards guy didn't. Also, aren't we forgetting Doodle Tones?
Yep, and getting back to the Archbishop of Talentberry.
Especially if you're a third party or on the fence and didn't vote. Don't worry, Trump supporters aren't much better, given that if you voted Hillary, then you're some libtard who wanted to trust a lying reptilian criminal who rigged the Democratic votes to her side so she can get in instead of Bernie. And of course they'll be at your throats too, because you didn't vote Mein Führer Trump. This us versus them mentality isn't just in politics either, of course, seeing as there have been several Christians doing this war on Christmas thing for decades now without realizing that people just want to fucking acknowledge other holidays.
You know what, I'm out of here. This is a special kind of autism.
No, Jeffrey, I need you to get through this, retard. You're my Watson to my Sherlock. Besides, Doodle's ideology is very simple. It's called everyone's gay but meism.
Oh, do you know any bronies who do this?
Faith Maliminis is the Tom Cruise of everyone is gay but meism. The whole idea is to treat everyone else like they suck. Kinda like a postmodernism, just sitting there waving your hand.
Kinda sounds like a stoner.
Stoners are funny, Jeff. See, a while back I asked my friends, what's the difference between Pinky Posh for going around and bullying and harassing artists, and, well, Jimbo doing it.
If I remember correctly, you didn't say that there was any, regarding the motivation of people taking a bunch of bullshit, didn't care about motivations, or irony.
You know what, I've changed my mind. There's a difference, for example, of making fun of someone for about a week or two, about, I don't know, let's say something like diapers, and then asking them to explain themselves. It's not particularly classy. And also the difference between riding an artist until, well, quite frankly, their work gets taken down.
What does this have to do with Doodle Tones?
Doodle is the kind of person who screeches at you and then treats you like an asshole, because she's sound in the knowledge as a teenager she knows better. Here, just keep listening.
Of them, it doesn't just stop at Christmas either, because a few of them think that because we don't teach the Bible as fucking law that, oh, we must be becoming Muslim, without realizing that still, as of forever now, about 83% of people in the US identify as Christian, or at the very least some sect of Christianity. Of course, atheism isn't innocent of this either, as anyone who believes in a god does get seen as mentally ill or wants to convert the world to their religion, which is why we go on as many wars with other religions as we do.
Do you see this, Doodle?
It's a ball. It too has no point. You've become a circle.
Seriously, I'm 1 minute and 30 seconds into a 4-minute video, and I've been shamed down so bad that I thought I was back in Catholic school. Hey Doodle, do you understand Ryan Reno Mills had to give up commentaries to stay your friend? Because there is no logical way anyone who could stomach your bullshit and continue to hang out with you. Admit it, Doodle. You think he's a moron. You probably watch his content raising a pinky, nose firmly high in the air, sipping your tea and remarking on how quaint and down-to-earth you are for being open in mind enough to watch the common man's drivel.
What are you basing that on?
She's talking down to literally everyone. You can tell Doodle thinks that she's the smartest person in every room she walks into. Remember that whole fetish bullshit when people found out Doodle liked porn? She could have simply said, "Ha, you got me." Instead, what we got was, well, fetishes fascinate me, because just being a dirty pervert like everyone else would make this snowflake a little less special. She'd be a little less of that one-of-a-kind magical unicorn. It had to be an ironic thing, a fancy, a tryst, something done on a lark. Moving on.
Vegans who, even if you don't still eat vegetables, the minute that you give yourself a burger, they'll hop on you and tell you that you're an awful human being who advocates for cannibalism, and anyone who's not a vegan jump on vegans telling them that their lifestyle is retarded. And don't even get me started on feminists versus MRAs and social justice warriors versus straight, white, cisgendered men. Oh, but Doodle, this is serious stuff you're talking about. This stuff isn't relevant to us or your channel. Oh? Really? Because most of the commentary community is in America, we're not safe either. In fact, while it wasn't the only factor, this whole alt-CC thing is to be blamed for at least some of this rant. And yeah, there are people who have an us versus them concerning the alt-CC. While there are people in the CC who are guilty of this as well, where you're tolerant or somewhat agree with the alt-CC, when you say the community has problems, you get labeled as part of the alt yourself. But I've noticed most of it comes from the alt-CC.
Claire Cuckoo Country doesn't act like a dick and he's a vegan. I bet you dollars to donuts he's smarter than this whiny little femboy with her IMVU avatar.
Is it sinking in yet? Do you feel bad yet? Oh, and Doodle, I don't want to hear any of that horse shit. Well, I've disowned this video, because we all know every time that you do this, you go back and go, well, I still like my point. So basically that's what you're doing, Doodle. A teenager who wants to take all of the credit and none of the blame. You're completely average in every way, and you got it all figured out. It's also why you're completely miserable in life. You sit around rubbing your forehead, cursing your profound intelligence.
The whole thing, and people like Darkscythe and even Skihound come to force us off the fence to take sides. Chambers addresses some of her concerns with the alt-CC, some of the problems she has, being a moderate. She gets kicked right the fuck out of their group. And yeah, sure, you can accuse her of lying about shit, but she was addressing some things from her point of view in a conversation. It's like, fuck, can't people hold some issues with you guys, or is it because you're not sucking dick, then you're just some spurky neo-CC?
You do understand that Chambers of my heart came to me for help. The same person who was too good to talk to me before the Metokur drama and just wanted to wag her finger at me. And then suddenly, profoundly enough, when no one else was willing to talk to, I was suddenly okay, as if I had improved. And for the record, Darkscythe and Skihound fucking hate you. They don't want your support, you dumb bitch. There literally wasn't a single thing about that statement that was remotely fucking true. Chamber of My Hearts is a stupid fucking spurg who shouldn't have got in, but did because there wasn't enough communication, and then they fixed the problem in the alt-CC. You should know better because 1, you're in Bop, 2, you're friends with Ryan, and unless you're telling me that Bop has even shittier communication in the alt-CC, well, what then?
Look, overall this is something that has actually been pissing me off about everything. I can't even speak to my own family without hearing this us versus them mentality because everyone wants to be 100% correct on 100% of things. They want to treat everyone who isn't them as the villains, and honestly, that kind of fucking bullshit is what's tearing not just the commentary community apart, but America apart, and even to a lesser extent, the whole fucking world.
Doodle, has it occurred to you that that's the natural order of things? If you weren't a goddamn teenager, you might have lived through George W. Bush's years, or Clinton's years, or Bush Sr.'s years, or Reagan's years. We were never unified, well, minus a few days after 9/11.
Now it seems like as if I'm coming off as needlessly angry, basically saying that bunch of shit that's already been said, and yeah, I am repeating old hat, yeah, I am fucking pissed off, but I'd say it's pretty fucking justified given that you can't even hold a middle ground without being jumped on from either side. It's bullshit.
You're right, this is 4 minutes of bullshit. Don't get me wrong, I went off topic and I cheated a few times here and there. I'm FNGR, perhaps we've met. What you don't understand is you're a giant fucking cycle of justifying being retarded. And you do it so you can go back and do it again, and again, and again, and pray like hell that your friends will look down and bail your sorry ass out. You're like if Lily, Pete, and Brian the dog had a kid and pissed on it.
Yeah, I'm guilty of this myself. It took a fucking public mental breakdown on Twitter to finally open my eyes and realize that's something everyone is doing. Villainizing other people for the sake of seeming like they're the good guys. My question to you is, why does there need to be other side?
What are you, Joss Scorcher? Look around the world, honey. Check throughout history. The mere fact we never had a time in history where that didn't exist seems pretty self-explanatory. As for the public breakdown, this is your revelation? Everyone sucks? Okay, maybe me too a little bit, but mostly you guys. Christ, it's like the Book of Mormon song. You, me, but mostly me, done in reverse.
Hello there, there's a phone call for you, FNGR. It's called irony.
You know what, Jeff? At least I know I'm an asshole.
Be a good guy or a bad guy and everything. Why? Answer me this, because I'm sitting here trying to wrap my head around why we need this. And what's funny is a lot of the same people who have this fucking mentality on either side really also want to spout the same everyone has an opinion rhetoric. Okay, sure, everyone has an opinion, but why do you gotta demonize them for theirs? I've finally spoken out against this bullshit that has been festering on my mind for like the past week or two. If you want to argue with me, go ahead. I'm exhausted on everything. I'm not gonna argue back. I'm just gonna go back to my video games. Fuck it.
Because there has to be a winner. And there has to be a loser, and a wangsty little teen instead of putting in the effort to achieve anything rather than play their video games. Jesus Christ, who would have known that Doodle Tones was a fucking A-channer? Here, let me boost a scene from Boondocks that sums up my feelings.
Oh yeah! Look at you! You was popping all that good shit a second ago! You eat a dick, nigga! You eat a dick!
So here we are, at the end. Please enjoy Kichi's honest and complete thoughts on Babscon. See you next time. And I look forward to seeing you all at BronyCon, a safe convention. Toodles.
Lightning Bliss felt unsafe, anxiety-ridden, and concerned for the safety of her friends. All coming together for the first time attending Babscon, this made her not want to take part in it again.
Got a bar because everything else started sucking. Alright, we're going. To my understanding, Owen explained that their situation, the only thing that they did over there was that they crashed Toon's panel.
That's not true. So this is what happened. All of this started on Saturday around, I'd say about 2 or 3. Me, Toon, Josh, and a few other people were in the game room. We were playing some Smash Brothers, and then we all dispersed because there was a panel starting up relatively soon. Toon comes out and he's like, my hat's gone. We're like, what? My hat's gone. They swept the room. Hat is nowhere to be found. We heard that apparently 2 people were seen running away from the room. One of them was a giant person in a wizard costume, like there was a wizard mask on the front of his stomach. I asked the hotel to look at the security footage. They at the very least had the footage from the main lobby, and they could confirm that there were 2 people running away that matched the descriptions. I don't know what the other person looked like. All I remember is the wizard dude. I'm going to assume that he had the hat under his costume because it was big enough to hide that. So, Toon has this friend who is also a member of the convention staff. I'm gonna keep her name out of this because she wished to remain anonymous. She has connections to, I don't know, 4chan, 8chan, PFC, one of those groups. I don't know which. But she and this Trixie cosplayer person did some digging and found that Toon's hat was being held in the room of the 2 people I described earlier. So she told us about it, and at first we went to the convention security to tell them what was going on. Their response was basically, we can't do anything about it unless the person who saw the hat comes forward. And we're like, well, can she be anonymous? And they were like, yeah. So we were going to have her anonymously go to the security staff, which is called Flare, by the way. But she had already gone off and made a deal. I caught her going down the stairs, and she was like, okay, they said that I can have the hat back if I show them my boobs and give them $20 for weed. So she went off and did that, came back with the hat, and when Toon found out, he was livid. When Bliss found out, she was livid. Pretty much everyone we told was pissed. So we all were encouraging her to go to con security to report them, for what happened. She started kind of having a little bit of a mini panic attack, so I pulled her aside, calmed her down, and she was like, I just want to go talk to one of my friends real quick because I'm freaking out. So we escorted her to her friend. Her friend calmed her down, convinced her to go to con security, and then we all went to con security. So when we got there, their response was pretty much, they don't really care that much. It was like, it's just a hat, you got it back. Shut up, dude. Anyway, so hold on.
Yeah, no.
There we go.
That's how we do it in the secret Rifflery.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway. So we went to con security and told them what happened, and their response was pretty much, well, she agreed to do it, so it's kind of whatever, you got the hat back, lump it. One of the con security guys was like, oh, boobs for a hat? Sweet. Those were his exact words.
Yeah.
So we kind of had no choice but to lump it at that point. The con went on as normal as possible, though everyone was on edge because we're thinking, oh great, now we have these guys running around probably going to try and do something else because, trolls. Later that night around midnight, Toon started his Al the Edge panel, and one of the convention mascots, Queen Quake, came in because their thing is interrupting convention panels because that's in their contract. And she came in with the two guys that stole Toon's hat. When she looked back, we started talking about what happened, and Toon started explaining all the stuff that had went down and everything that happened to his hat. They flushed it down the toilet, by the way, or tried to.
Yeah, we heard.
And when she turned around to look at them, they were gone. According to, I think, Will and a few other people, they saw Corpulent come in with these people with a camera, and then by the time Queen Quake had turned around after we started telling her what had happened, they had booked it.
Okay.
They were gone.
Now, this is what I've been told. I actually know the people, so I'll get to that in a minute. Did the hat got stolen before or after the interruption? Just to be clear.
The hat was stolen earlier in the day, long before the interruption.
Okay. Now, maybe that wasn't clear, but it made it sound as if it was the other way around. Maybe because I spoke to Owen. Maybe he misrepresented. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. They were looking for two guys and quote-unquote the British guy they were with. Do you know what Owen looks like?
I don't know what Owen looks like.
All right, we can go through that later. But...
I would only be able to point out one person involved in the whole hat thing.
Oh, well, would you like a picture? Because...
Sure.
Riley managed to snap one off.
Okay.
Let me just take my sorry butt over here to my How Not to Brony folder.
Okay. Yeah, I would only be able to point out one person, and it was the guy with the wizard costume, because the girl we were with pointed out what he looks like out of costume.
Now, that big black one, that's King Theo. I'm assuming the one with the pink hair is the one who brokered the deal, who doesn't want anything to do with this. That's fine. Mm-hmm. One of the two white guys there, I'm pretty sure that's Fatty, and the other one's Box Monster. There was some goofball with a cardboard box I talked to. Now, I don't know about the Trixie.
The Trixie was helping the girl.
Yeah.
So the Trixie was fine.
So the three people banned were Fatty, Box Monster, and King Theo. And potentially Owen, I think.
Okay. Well, the guy with the black guy at the back with the wild hair that looks like him, there aren't too many who walked around with that sort of hair and that body build, so it looks like him.
Which one was that? From first to fifth?
The second one.
The one with the scarf?
No, the one next to the girl with the pink hair. The one with the black guy.
Thank you. I was like, okay, we can say black.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, the black guy. Jesus.
Just say black dude. Okay, gotcha.
Okay. But anyway, so yeah, just to recap sequence of events, about 3 o'clock, hat was stolen. Maybe about an hour or two later, girl did what she did, got the hat back. Midnight, Al the Edge, and then interruption.
Now, you guys did talk to the girl, right? Firsthand, where she said... Okay.
Yes. We spoke to her firsthand. She was communicating with us directly, telling us what happened. I could see the fear in her eyes because she knew that there was a lot of shit that was going to go down as a result of her trying to help because of who she's dealing with. So I don't think she's lying. Anyway, so during the panel, this Queen Quake cosplayer, who I'm guessing has some sort of connection with these people, or at least knows who they are, she was pissed when she found out what happened because she realized they had tricked her into interrupting that panel and messing with Toon because she didn't have the full story about what happened, including what happened with that girl. After she found out that, everything after that was off, she requested it to be off the record because she was out of character at that point. So cameras were turned off. All of that was off the record. And she started explaining all the crap that had been going on with the convention, that she and the other mascots were basically doing the job of the security team who was letting a lot of people get away with stuff they shouldn't have been getting away with.
It's a horse news pod, or a freaking convention.
Yes, we are aware.
I know, I was trying to explain that to Lightning Bliss, and I was told later on, she was the one who got most paranoid. I was like, I did warn her.
Yeah, like she probably just didn't think it was like that deep into it. But yeah, me and Aeon, we were fully aware. I'm just explaining what happened.
Okay.
But anyway, the panel ends. We all go to bed, still kind of paranoid because towards the end of the panel, there were like 2 people who were like starting asking questions like about Minty Root for some reason. I don't know who they were, but Toon handled it fine, very political and all that. So we get up Sunday morning and we find out that there were 5 individuals who had been banned, who got banned as a result of all this happening. The security team had been dissolved because they're a part of whatever group, 4chan, PFC, whatever they are. PFC, that safe?
PFC, 4chan, yeah, put it in that ballpark.
Okay, PFC, 4chan, whichever one they are. For the record, I don't know the difference, so yeah, you use whichever one they are.
If you know who they are. They don't give a fuck about Pony at all. Not even a little bit.
Okay, noted. All right, so 4chan and PFC, Horse News. After we find out that those people had been banned, everything kind of calmed down. Dusty Cat and his friend Jack Nolan pretty much stuck around our group. They were acting as like unofficial bodyguards because Dusty had dealt with these types of people before. He mentioned something called the spaghetti incident.
Okay.
He was very livid about that.
Okay. I'm on Dusty's side for that, but a lot of people on the other side of the tracks, people like Purple Tinker, the founder of BronyCon, kind of look down on Dusty for picking up the spaghetti off the ground and slamming it in the kid's chest. Now, personally, in my personal opinion, if you'd have whipped the shit out of those retarded kids, I would have clapped.
Yeah, according to Dusty, he told the story about what happened. I'll just give the clip note first.
The story. There's a video of it on YouTube. There's no need to tell the story. It exists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said something about them saying you were supposed to surround him or something like that. So he was just kind of on defensive mode because he didn't know what these people were about to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't blame him for that. But in the past, he was not happy.
No, it was ancient history.
Yeah, so he stayed around our group just to make sure no one tried to mess with us, in the waning hours of the con. Everything went fine. The next morning, this is Monday morning. We're having our last breakfast before we're getting ready to go, and I noticed that same guy who I pointed out earlier, the black guy, big black guy with weird hair.
King's heel.
Yes. I noticed him and a group of his friends in the hotel again, walking by.
Yeah, they were never removed from the hotel.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, okay. Like they didn't mess with us, we didn't mess with them. It was fine. But then by the time we get to the hotel, by the time we get to the airport, me and Toon, our gates were next to each other, so we were just talking for a while. And then we look on Twitter and notice that the girl who had helped Toon with the hat said that there was no sexual favors done and to stop talking about it. So we called her. We were asking, were you coerced into saying that or what's going on? And she basically implied that she just wanted everything to end. So she put that on Twitter and she was packing up to go, meaning that most likely, like this is just my theory. I think they paid her a visit after everyone had cleared out because she hadn't left the hotel yet.
I'll be completely honest with you. And I understand and actually go with this. King Theo, unlike Manga Common, is just a big pussy. he's not exactly a scrapper. He's not powerful at all. The one you'd be worried about is Box, who's swole as shit and could probably toss any one of us around. You weren't in any immediate danger, I think, of those guys per se.
I don't think I was in danger or anything. I'm just saying they just happened to still be at the hotel and she's at the hotel as well. Words could have been exchanged is all I'm saying. I don't know if that's what happened. I don't know if anyone contacted her at all or if she just decided to put that out just to make sure she doesn't get harassed. I don't know. But I do know that I think it happened because I remember how she looked after we were going to escort her to security. She was terrified.
Okay. This gives me a lot to respond to my good friend Corpulent Brony, who'll be putting out his own version, and we'll have our own interesting version going up on YouTube.
My theory is that he's going to call her a liar and say that she lied about everything. But the way I see it is, if she was lying, why would she put herself in a situation to be harassed?
Corpulent Brony will probably call her an SJW, a triggered tumbler who couldn't understand a joke. That's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's a Republican. That is totally coming from Corpulent.
Yeah, no. She is like Soma levels of cinnamon roll.
I think she responded when I posted out the picture, and I said it's 3 of these 5 people, and I decided, I was like, I'm not gonna give her any hard time or anything like that.
Yeah, if you can block out her face when you put stuff up, like in the video, that'd be great. Because I would rather her not be harassed because she was trying to help Toon. Like, I know they already know she did stuff because I remember her showing me screenshots of chats and stuff where they renamed her as Narc and all this other thing and all this other stuff. So if she can avoid some harassment, that'd be great. But yeah, that's the long and short of what happened. And then I missed my flight. But yeah, that's it. That's everything, or at least everything related to the hat stuff.
All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.